This week, we're hearing from some of the most successful startups in the mountains to see how they grew from the ground up.
Highland Brewing Company was the first legal brewery in Asheville since Prohibition. Tonight, News 13's Darren Botello and photojournalist Christy Harper take us beyond the tasting room to see how Highland helped jumpstart Beer City, USA.
I graduated with a civil engineering degree. I got a master's in structural engineering.
Oscar Wong then started his first company.
It was called Associated Technologies Incorporated, and it was fun.
It was also successful, and Wong sold it. He was retired for about 4 years until he started Highland Brewing with an award-winning brewer in Asheville in the basement of Barley's Tap Room in 1994.
It was supposed to be some kind of a hobby and just get me out of the house.
That hobby became more of a full-time job nearly 3 years later after he bought out his partner.
He was more of an artist, and he kept changing the recipe when he didn't understand consistency.
Wong says back then,
it was a difficult time trying to convince people to buy this beer.
A lot of people didn't understand craft beer, instead opting for light lagers.
We'd go around and we'd have a little container in the trunk of the car in a little ice bucket. We'd just kind of pump it out. But we'd run into the restaurant and say, hey, we got a beer we're making. You mind tasting it?
In the late 90s and early 2000s, Wong's daughter, Leah Ashburn, says more and more people wanted to taste craft beer.
When we opened, there were about 600 breweries in the country. Now there are over 6,000.
In 2006, Highland moved out of the basement and into this space. Ashburn became family owner and president in 2015, about 4 years after starting at her dad's business.
When I came on, I was a sales rep.
And more than a decade after getting rejected for a job here.
I thought, wow, it would be easy and fun to sell my dad's beer in Charlotte. That's where I was at the time. And he said no, like straight up, just nope, don't need you, you don't know anything. And he wanted me to find my own way, which is how I was raised anyway, so I shouldn't have been surprised by that.
With more surprises almost a quarter century after Wong started this hobby that now produces more than 60,000 barrels a year.
It's a spectacular fail at retirement and the most fantastic one I've ever seen.
It's been a hell of a ride, and I'm still enjoying it.
In Asheville, Darren Botello, News 13.
Ashburn plans to continue expanding her family's brand in the Southeast and including here in Asheville.
And Oscar Wong is one nice guy.
He really
By the way,
is.
she says we could expect new features like hiking trails around the brewery this year. Many beer lovers are counting down to a yearly tradition. In a few days, Highland Brewing Company hosts Cold Mountain Release Weekend.
In tonight's Carolina Moment, News 13's John Lee takes us behind the scenes of the bottling process and talks with the first family of Asheville beer.
Weeks before the release of their coveted seasonal beverage, Highland Brewing Company slid into position.
But it's nice to see it go from a concept to reality.
Packaging manager Abby Temashuk led the way.
This is a super exciting time. This is my first year, actually, as part of the team for Cold Mountain.
Over 3 days, they hand-filled 3,360 one-liter bottles of Cold Mountain Winter Ale, something they've done since 1996. Oscar and Leah Wong of Highland Brewing are proud of the tradition they created.
Oh, we're glad to have you here.
Double dice.
Hard to believe it's been 23 years since Oscar had that light bulb moment.
We're first, okay.
It's good to be first.
Well, about a year and a half into the business, we thought we'll come up with a holiday ale.
Which turned out to be a pretty fantastic idea. Each year they start with a mild brown English ale and add a varying blend of warm seasonings, not to mention a pinch of secrecy and mystique.
We might change things year to year, and we love to have people discover that every year.
That's right.
After more than 2 decades, Cold Mountain's become a beer folks share with friends and loved ones. Some even save it for special occasions. This year, the packaging team used a new counter pressure filler.
So we're purging the oxygen. The beer is going to store better. We're getting a better quality product that still has a lot of hands touching it.
All that's left now are the long lines for the beer that's near and dear to a lot of folks.
I'm delighted by it, and I am honored by all the people that show up. Last year, some people beat our own team to work.
So do you feel like a genius when people line up for this stuff every year?
Heck yes, we do. No, it's serendipity. I'll be the first to admit. We didn't expect this at all. We didn't expect any of this.
No.
And it turns out serendipity has a pretty long shelf life. In Asheville, John Lee, News 13.
The founder of Asheville's Highland Brewing gets a big honor from Governor Cooper and the state of North Carolina.
Oscar Wong received the Order of the Longleaf Pine. He started Highland 29 years ago. It was Asheville's first brewery since the Great Depression and the city's very first craft brewery. The governor's award comes for Wong's extraordinary service to the state. Those who know him say it's an honor well served.
So he came up and started this, and it took him 7 or 8 years to break even. But that's the intensity. And Oscar will tell you his secret to success is that he loves people.
Wong will also be honored later this month with a plaque to be placed at the Barley's building on Biltmore Avenue in downtown Asheville. And that's where the building was where it all began for Highland. The unveiling of that plaque will be at the Asheville Art Museum at 4 p.m. on May 16th.
The man they call the godfather of Asheville's craft brewing scene will be honored at the place where it all began.
Now take a look. Highland Brewing founder Oscar Wong received a plaque this afternoon during a ceremony at the Asheville Art Museum. It will be placed at the Barley's building just down Biltmore Avenue. The basement is where Wong started Highland back in 1994. He also recently received another honor from Governor Roy Cooper, the Order of the Longleaf Pine.
Not many people can say they have been personally called by a United States president, but Highland Brewing President Leah and her husband Brock Ashburn surely can. Just a few weeks ago, after the Thanksgiving holiday, they received the call of a lifetime from President Biden. Take a listen.
You didn't know when you opened that brewery it was going to be a place where you're going to save people's lives a little bit, did you?
Leah and her husband have been involved in the community for years. They are a part of a workforce development board with Governor Roy Cooper called NC Works. After making a comment to a board member about the work they were doing during Helene recovery, that information made its way through Governor Cooper and onto the White House when they were told that President Biden would like to speak with them. During the call, he thanked them for their contributions to Western North Carolina, such as sharing their assets with struggling businesses and organizations. Some of those include supplies to Highway Patrol, a place for operations for Wine to Water, and housing food for the Humane Society. All of this while they were still dealing with their own operations issues.
We spent so much money trying to get back into operations as quickly as possible, and still lost all the money from the tap room being closed, not being able to sell beer off-site or on-site, and losing all of our events in October, just like everybody else did.
But this call isn't the end of their presidential journey. This Thursday, Leah and Brock will be accepting an invitation to the White House. They will be there from 10:30 to 2 on the 12th. Now, Leah's father and Highland Brewing founder Oscar Wong was also invited, but will not be attending because he is being honored at UNC Asheville early that Friday. So congratulations to the Highland family on this honor, and keep up the good work.
We begin with breaking news. Highland Brewing founder Oscar Wong has passed away, and tonight tributes are pouring in for him.
Wong has been called the godfather of Asheville's craft brewing scene, first opening Highland in 1994.
News 13's Kimberly King is live at Highland Brewing, where patrons are just learning about the loss. Kim.
Holly, you just ask people that knew Oscar Wong. They will tell you he was one of a kind. Now, we all know in recent decades, Asheville has been nicknamed Beer City, USA. That had to start with a seed. Many people feel that seed was Oscar Wong. This oatmeal porter, we're told, was his favorite. Many people nicknaming this Oscar's Porter, and tonight, many people raising a glass for his contributions to the community. Oscar Wong, for 3 decades, steered the vision for Highland, founding the brewery in 1994, the first in Asheville since Prohibition. The retired engineer, with an always positive spirit, had a passion for beer, growing the company to where it is now with 100 employees, distributing to 4 states, and with a tap room and campus of 40 acres.
He's just a wonderful person.
Pete Langenrich co-owns Asheville Brewing.
Just brought a lot of positivity and creativity to our again, brewing and community as a whole.
On Facebook, Wong's daughter Leah posting, "My sweet pop, Mom and I were at his side. No amount of time would be enough." Wong bravely fought a cancer diagnosis 3 years. His wife Anna of over 57 years and one of his 2 daughters, Leah, at his side. Oscar passed peacefully at home Sunday. The Post calling him a trailblazer, mentor, and friend.
The family nature of brewers in Asheville, which is a real thing. We're all very close, and even if you don't know anyone, you can reach out, and I'm 99 out of 100 times you're going to get a response and you're going to get help. And I think that's what Oscar started all those years ago.
Wong had a fondness for Scotland, finding Asheville had a similar landscape that drew him. Mayor Esther Mannheimer saying tonight Oscar was a mountain of a man, putting Asheville on the map to what it has become today. We'll miss him and his always bright smile, kindness, and hard work and investment in our community. Our hearts go out to his family and his many, many friends and co-workers.
Asheville wouldn't be Asheville without Oscar.
Humility and integrity are just 2 of the adjectives people use to describe Oscar Wong. His dream was to create something that was woven into the fabric of Asheville, and many feel he accomplished just that. Reporting live from Highland Brewery, Kimberly King, News 13.